Do not do it. Oh my, please, sir, where did we get this information? I ordered boba and I didn't destroy it with coffee this time. And this time we are reacting based on viewer requests for Cody Simpson. We were premiering a YouTube video. The YouTube video premieres are always chaos. I am always stuck on caps lock. There are spelling errors galore. It is chaos soup 2.0. Every time. But the beautiful butterflies inside of the live chat were saying, Cassandra, react to Cody Simpson. He has a hydrating routine. He's a swimmer. I'm going swimming this summer. I don't know who this guy is, but we're gonna find out because apparently he swims and he sings and he skincares. 3 things, all of which I like. And I am your acne big sister. I do not sing very well, but I do swim and I do skincare. And I also analyze, scrutinize, and learn from people's routines. So, Cody, tell me what you put on your face and let's see if it's any good or not.
Hey everyone, it's Cody Simpson here. Just going to be showing you my nighttime skincare, body care, pre-bed routine. Come to bed with me.
Right off the bat, he looks a little sunburnt. I wonder, I know this is his night routine, but like, do you use a sunscreen during the day? Is it a waterproof sunscreen? Because fun fact, waterproof sunscreens are not actually waterproof. There is only water resistant, not waterproof. Or is that just his skin tone? I don't know. We shall find out.
First step for me sometimes is I'll have a shave, but I don't need to do that today because I'm still pretty clean shaven here. But I'm often getting back from the pool and training because I swim competitively, professionally, and I'm in the chlorine all the time. So I usually get home from training about 6:30 at night, and my skin's often really dry, and I'll often still have chlorine on my face. So I usually like to start off with a really simple face wash. This is Handsome Men's Skincare for not tested on animals, only on the handsomest of men. And I find this one really works for me. It's very simple, hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. And I usually start off with this just to get all the crap and the chlorine off my face.
I mean, I'm not a handsome man, but can I use this product? Like, I kind of want to. A couple things to break down here, from chlorine to shaving at night and even to men's skincare and gender neutral skincare. Let's start with the shaving. I don't know a lot of men who shave at night, but if it works for him, I guess that makes sense. If you are shaving and if you are someone who struggles with acne, we actually have an old video on how to tackle that, but often you want to start shaving in the direction of the hair growth and then against it. And if we want a beard care or people who have hairy face sort of video, please let me know, because as someone who does have hairs on my chinny chin that I regularly dermaplane off with my versed dermaplaner, I'd be happy to bring that to you. When it comes to chlorine, this is a very interesting conversation for anybody who swims or gets in chlorinated water. Chlorine is added to pools to kill things like germs and bacteria, but yes, it can impact your skin as well as your hair. And people who swim constantly, they can actually develop, some issues with skin or even getting sick if they are overexposed to it. Now, there are some saltwater pools, but it doesn't sound like that's what he's swimming in. And fun fact, that chlorine smell that you smell when you walk into a hotel pool area? You're not smelling chlorine. That's actually the smell of chloramines. And fun fact, the more urine that is in a chlorinated pool, the stronger the smell gets, because the chlorine is actively working against the proteins in the urine to break it down. And then you're smelling the byproducts of those reactions. Fun fact of things you didn't know you didn't want to know. Leave it to your acne big sister for the fun facts that aren't that fun and might scare you the next time you go to a pool. And that, kids, is why I prefer to swim in the ocean.
When I get home from training, kind of scrub for about, better save the water there, because if you care about your skin and you care about the planet as well, you're pretty cool. But I rub for about 30 seconds, turn the water on, and splash it on.
Oh my god, I could cry! This is my #1 pet peeve. When I was a child, if I did not turn off the water, I would get screamed at, and occasionally I would get the belt. Oh my god, you turn off the water when you are washing your face or brushing your teeth. This gives me joy on a level, emotionally, traumatically, that it should not. If you are the child of an immigrant, you understand.
I learned about skincare from my mum and my sister. I think that helped a lot, having them around to kind of teach me what to do. And I think from girlfriends too, I've learned things. I was in the sun a lot, in the ocean a lot, in the pool a lot. I'd go through periods of time where I didn't care that much about it, and ended up getting sort of, really dry skin. I sort of saw the effects taking place in real time, and realized I needed to turn something around and make sure I took care of myself as I got older. So I'm much more knowledgeable and informed now.
I love that he has taken the time to turn off the water and to educate himself, and this cleanser seems cruelty-free. Now, when it comes to chlorine and what it does to the skin, yes, mainly it dries things out. And fun fact, it can actually be totally fine for acne. If you even have like open wounds, probably don't swim in chlorinated water or salt water, because that could really burn. But for most people with acne, swimming in a chlorinated pool, if it's at normal levels, is just fine. But yes, it can dry you out, and people who have blonde hair know that it can also dye your hair different colors based on other things that are also in the pool water. Now, unfortunately, for some people, they can actually get irritant dermatitis, or basically like a chlorine allergy, which ends up looking like a rash on the skin. This can be really painful, and this needs to be treated and diagnosed by a dermatologist. But if you notice that this always happens during a time that you are in the pool or swimming more or on swim team, it can absolutely be related, and you can see a dermatologist or an allergist to get those tested. Now, for him, it sounds like he doesn't have an allergy, which is great, but it does sound like this is drying out his skin, and I would actually wonder if it's the chlorine drying out his skin, or if it's being in the water and then getting out of the pool and having that dry off. Because when water dries off of our face, it's actually a form of evaporation, and that could take water that's deeper in our skin and, damage our skin barrier. And also, just the fact that he's in the sun, I can now see he's definitely sunburnt. That in itself will also damage a skin barrier, and as you know, if you've ever gotten a sunburn, it can cause your skin to be dry and flaky and peel. And I would actually wonder if that's what's going on, even more so than the chlorine. Now, when it comes to this handsome skincare, I want to use this, but I am not a handsome man. I identify as a woman. What do I do? Well, the good news is that there is really not a big difference between men's and women's skincare. Skin is skin, right? And the same thing goes for men and women. There might be differences in how much testosterone a body produces, which translates into how much oil someone produces, or beard hair can be thicker and can mean that the skin is thicker and more prone to things like ingrowns or shaving cuts. But overall, these are very similar. And when you have an actual product for skincare, most of the time, the ingredients are very much the same. Now, when it comes to branded skincare, there are some people who are like, that's so dumb. Why can't men just go buy something pink and frilly? Like, do you need to be so macho that it needs to be labeled for men? But at the same time, men have often been stigmatized for doing things like self-care or hygiene. And in a society where we often present ourselves by the way we look, some of us want to choose how we show up to the world or choose the things that we use. I know for me, like, there are specific products that I literally will keep on my bathroom countertop because I like the product, but it also looks cute, like on my little shelfie. And that is something that gives me joy. And I want to surround myself with things that I enjoy because, life is too short to use ugly and ineffective skincare. And for men, if they want something that is targeted to them, if that helps them make a decision and cut through all of the crazy products that you see when you walk into Sephora, then more power to them. And again, from a marketing perspective, it can get, consumerism, it can get scary. They can shove fear-mongering and things down our throats about the differences between men and women. And as long as you know those differences and you're making an active choice, that's what matters. And when it comes to formulation, using something that you like that is fit for your skin is what's best. This appears to be a really interesting cleanser that does have hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. That vitamin E is wonderful for him. The hyaluronic acid inside of this, I don't know if it's doing that much. It does say that it has organic ylang-ylang, is that it? Ylang-ylang, and orange and bergamot, so this would not be a fit for me. If that does not irritate his skin, then more power to him. I bet you it does smell delightful. And when we look at the ingredients of this, I do see some ingredients that I don't always see. We have water, our universal solvent. We have disodium cocoamphidiacetate, decylglucoside, xanthan gum, aloe vera, vitamin A, vitamin E, whole bunch of orange and lavender oils. And again, you probably recognize a lot of these things. These are things that we find in most cleansers. So is it revolutionary? No, but it looks pretty good. I actually like the packaging. I feel like I would use this if it weren't for all the oranges, and it's $19 and it's cruelty-free. I don't like the oranges, and I don't think that would be good for a damaged skin barrier, but this doesn't look bad and his skin be looking good. So can I be a handsome man? Can I be a handsome man and try some handsome skincare? Yes, I can, as long as I'm willing to spend the money.
So I'm much more knowledgeable and informed now. Once I'm all fresh face and clean. Got the chlorine off me after training. I usually like to use what's next, which is this also handsome men's skincare facial moisturizer. On the back here they say, you're a man and you want your skin to feel nice. That's okay. And it is okay. I usually like to try and brush upwards, which makes you feel a little more awake. You're trying to defy gravity a little bit.
This is actually very interesting and there is some merit to it. As a medical esthetician, when I do facials, we're going in an upwards motion to get things into the pores, right? There's a reason that we kind of apply going up. When you look at all of your tiny little hairs on your face, those vellus hairs, they're all coming out of a pore and we want to get product into there. And so if you see the direction that the hair is going, using the opposite direction is how you can get product into those pores just a little bit better. And really massaging product in and making sure that you're letting it soak in is the best way to do that. It's interesting that he's going right in with this moisturizer. He's not even bothering to do a serum or multiple steps. And you know what? That's okay. All you need in your routine is a good cleanser and a good sunscreen. Maybe a treatment step in the middle. Seeing as he has some sun damage, I might want him to use like a vitamin C. I might want him to use something that's helping, to repair and rebuild his skin a little bit more. Even something like more antioxidants and more vitamin E would probably be a good treatment step for him if he wanted to add an antioxidant in the middle, but it's not necessary. And this facial moisturizer, $24. I love the branding behind it. I think it is making skincare accessible for men, especially if there are things like stigma attached to that for many people. And when we look at the ingredients, they are what we find in a regular good moisturizer. We have water, aloe barbadensis, aka aloe vera, and we have some sesame seed oil, some cocoa butter, some jojoba, some rose hips, some avocado, and shea butter. This actually looks very nourishing. I do see things like bergamot, lavender, geranium, grapefruit. I would be afraid of those in here because they're not really adding, a bunch of vitamin C and a bunch of nutrients to the skin. If anything, it could be more irritating. I might recommend a less irritating, more moisturizing option, such as Cerametics, which is fantastic. It's like the vegan cruelty-free version of CeraVe. I think this would be wonderful. There are also things like Skin Fix, which would be amazing if you want to spend a little bit more money. That's what I would do. But this looks like it's working for him. And that's what matters. And he's applying it in the right way, whether it was a girlfriend, a mom, a sister. He has learned right. And I like what this is so refreshing. Like I am refreshed and really liking what I see.
I wish there was a cure for these goggle marks, but unfortunately that's just how it goes. Also, I should probably start wearing sunscreen. This is what happens when you're in the pool for 4 hours a day.
Oh my God. Okay, so he's not wearing sunscreen. Oh my God, this routine just went from like an 8 to a 9 to like a 1. He washes his face, he uses good skincare, he stops the water from running. So this routine is like an 8 or 9 out of 10, but he doesn't use sunscreen. Immediately like a 2, like a -2. -2. Oh! When it comes to the goggle marks, I don't have any ideas for that. That is rough. The only thing I might recommend is something like a vegan Salimo or Vaseline jelly. That could still allow there to be a seal, so at least he doesn't get air in his goggles, and it would add a little bit of lubricant. But then would his goggles like swish around? I'm not a swimmer. I don't know, you guys. There's nothing like a patch that you could use there, because then you would let water into the goggles. What would you do about that? I feel like wound care post swimming is really important, so something like this would be ideal. But during the swimming hours, what do you do about that? Someone who swims, dermatologist, person who knows, please tell me, because that's rough.
Chlorine seems to bleach my eyebrows and my hair. And there's not a whole lot I can do about that, but I do what I can. I have a little 3-step body moisturizing process that I've started doing that has really helped me. You're in the pool for so long and I'll get dry skin to the point of the skin like burning and it'll just be ashy and stinging all the time. So I found like this has really helped. Usually start with this Necessaire body serum. Le Serum Cold, I think, if you're French.
It's so interesting that he's using this body serum on his body and not his face. You could technically use this on your face. I actually have this product and I love it. Necessaire or Necessaire is not 100% necessary, but it is very good. And I would say he kind of has his priorities backwards. Yes, this is a great product, great ingredients, wonderful to actually get hydration into the skin, and then he's probably going to use something else on top of it to lock it in. But why bother with any of this if you're not wearing sunscreen? The sunscreen is what's going to protect. Like, get yourself some Biossance, heck, get yourself some Ordinary, get something, get yourself some Elta MD UV Aero and just spray that on. Oh my God, like we could prevent so much of this damage and dryness. And I think that he thinks that it's the chlorine, and I'm sure that plays a part in it, but I really think that there's a lot to do with transepidermal water loss from him being in the water, getting out and drying off, being in, getting out and drying off, and the fucking sun. He's in Australia too! The sun! Oh my God! Again, would be like an 8. No sunscreen? -2. Immediately, -2.
Hydration being important all around. I often get judged by people for how aggressively I rub things in to my face and my body, like lotions, and it's just how I roll. It's just how I roll.
You know, men's skin is technically a little bit thicker and more resilient than women's skin, but you know, if we're trying to defy gravity by doing this, first off, that's not how you defy gravity, but like, why would you do this and then like aggressively rub things and pull? As somebody who also is sometimes a little bit too aggressive with my own skin, I get it, but also, you know, gentle is the best way if we can remember.
So you can basically apply that all over. You can get somebody to do it on your back. If you got your partner, your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you can get them to do your back and your legs. I like to do my legs. I get dry there too. I get dry everywhere being in the pool. So I have seen a dermatologist in the past.
I'm just going to operate as if he is wearing underwear or pants, shorts that I cannot see. That is not what I wanted to see this Pride Month. Can I go back?
I have seen a dermatologist in the past. I don't very often. I find that my sort of lifestyle choices and my diet choices as well seem to like help my skin. Like I don't get a ton of pimples or acne. I try to avoid, you know, oily foods that cause inflammation. I do have this little one pimple right here, which is like sits on my goggle mark, which I like can't get rid of because I wear these goggles for hours a day. So it just keeps coming back, which is really annoying.
That is interesting and very painful. First off, I love that he sees a dermatologist, but does his dermatologist know that he doesn't wear sunscreen? When it comes to this pimple, I know he's calling it a pimple, and it might be, but I wonder if this is something else. I wonder if this is like irritation, whether it's contact acne, which actually happens, or if it's some sort of blister that's forming under the skin, or some sort of abrasion that just keeps flaring up. If he has rosacea, it could even be related to that. I would see this with a derm. I would pimple patch it with a non-medicated pimple patch just to see if that helps in the meantime when he's not wearing those goggles, but that actually looks more like, you know, an abrasion, which can be really, really painful.
Sometimes I'll put toothpaste on my pimples
No!
to get them going.
No! First off, you don't even know if that is actually a pimple. And then second off, why? Toothpaste, why? Please use any of these spot treatments. Oh my God, please. Like he could use a pimple patch. You know what? For him, it's gonna be a swimple patch. A swimple patch when he is swimming will help this off the toothpaste. Do not do it. Oh my, call your mom and your sister and your girlfriend, like, please, sir, where did we get this information? How did we go from like an 8 to a -2? I just,
The trusty old toothpaste trick. I saw St. John's video of his getting ready to go to bed with me. I'm a big fan of his. And he's talking about how it's cool to care about your skin. It's cool to want to look good. It's cool to want to not get old quicker than you have to. And skincare is such a huge part of that I take pride in it now.
Yes, but also take a hint from St. John and use the Ordinary. St. John's routine is like one of the best that I've ever seen. And like, I'm not into men, but if I were into men, it would be men that had that form of a skincare routine. Like St. John has set the standard. Wow, take a hint and use sunscreen. Okay. Breathe, Cassandra. This is not a life or death situation. I'm passionate, okay? I give a fuck. I care. I thought I had no more fucks to give, but here I am having fucks about a man's skincare routine as I pontificate on the internet. I'm glad you could join me for this.
So after the body serum, I like to use this body oil. It's full of plant oils. Again, necessaire body oil. Very, very nice. They are a part of the 1% for the planet. So buying products like these, supporting good causes as well. I just like to apply it all over my body. It feels really nice. It's kind of like a nice clear, clean oil. You're getting a lot of nice nutrients, you know, absorbing into your skin. Sometimes I like to just chuck a little bit on my cheeks so, you know, look a little bit shiny.
He totally can. I love that he's doing this because, yes, you can absolutely put these Necessaire products on your body and on your face. This is wonderful. I don't actually have this product from Necessaire. Maybe I have to try it. I'm interested that he's using the oil and not like a moisturizer. I would think that he would want a moisturizer, but it's 100% cold pressed. They say it's organic and clean at Sephora, which really doesn't mean but whatever. And when it comes to the ingredients, they're actually very basic. We basically have sweet almond oil, we have a seed oil, hazelnut oil, macadamia. It's good, but it's not like magnificent. I love Necessaire, but I wouldn't buy this product from them. I would just get like, you know, jojoba oil from Trader Joe's. But you know, I like that he's using it. I like it.
Follow whatever protocol you prefer as you go arms, chest, and then legs last.
Smart. When it comes to applying body stuff, always go inside to outside. You always want to end with the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. Why? Because those are the dirtiest parts. You never want to go from like feet up the way that Gwyneth Paltrow does. Dr. Heidi freaked out about that because if you have plantar warts, you don't want to spread that HPV virus to other areas of the body. So always inside to outside when it comes to body skincare.
Can't see them, but they're down here. I do have legs.
He does have legs, but is he wearing pants? Oh my God, this is almost like, who is that girl that Harper's Bazaar didn't want us to watch, Anne Marie? They like wiped her content from the internet. I loved that she was pantsless, which is very hypocritical of me because now I'm scared that he's pantsless, but I think this says more about me than it does about them. We're gonna leave that where it is.
It's your trusty body lotion, which is multivitamin body lotion, very simple.
Did you see that on his back? Rewind. Was that a cupping mark on his back? Or was that just like some skin discoloration? That almost looked like cupping. Cupping, we have to do a separate video on. There is wet cupping and dry cupping. I have actually tried it. It was very interesting. And it suctions and it bruises the skin. Very interesting. When I tried it, it helped me somewhat sympathize to what it would be like to be a cow and have my udder pulled on. Again, why am I having this conversation? We're gonna leave this in the past and leave cupping for another video. I do love to see that he is wearing a body lotion over this oil. At first I was like, what's going on? Normally, when you do skincare, you want to use a moisturizer first and then an oil on the outside because the oil could prevent some ingredients from the moisturizer from penetrating because moisturizers are usually water-based and oils are oil-based. And because we know about polarity and water being polar and oil not being polar, the water can have a hard time penetrating through. So I would actually flip these up a little bit. There are some oils that are like treatment oils or serum oils and you can interchange them. It's not like a cardinal sin the way not wearing sunscreen is, but that is just something to consider. Now this is the body lotion with niacinamide, vitamins, and peptides. Fabulicious. And again, Necessaire is a really good brand. This is fantastic, but you could use it on your body and on your face. We have water, we have caprylic triglyceride from Sustainable Palm. Again, love Necessaire for so many reasons. We do have dicapryl carbonate, glycerin, shea butter, vitamin B3, jojoba oil. I love this. I love this. And I feel like I've used this one. Oh, it does have orange. See, now I'm just thinking about how this would work on my skin. I feel like I have tried this. I might have it. I have to go check, but it's Tai Tai YY that got me to use their hand cream. Their hand cream is amazing. This looks really good. And as long as you're not sensitive to some of those fragrances, this works really well. Necessaire is also a very sustainable brand. They care about the environment. They care about the people who use their products. And it looks like he's using this and it works for him. So more power to him.
My holy grail product, if I was stranded on a desert island, I'd probably want the body lotion.
No! No, you want sunscreen! What is wrong? No!
Getting really sunburned, spending a lot of time in the sun. You know, the best way to heal from a sunburn is moisturizing, especially because I get the driest skin you've ever seen. You don't want to see me as dry as I have been before.
Oh, I really love his personality, but I'm crying for his keratinocytes. This is terrible. How about we prevent the damage by using sunscreen? And did you know that sunscreen is literally just sun protection factor in a moisturizer? So if you really want to use a body moisturizer, use a sunscreen because it is a body moisturizer with added sun benefits. I think that would also help his dry skin because I think that we're having some transepidermal water loss because of skin damage because of the sun, not to mention cancer. I should call my therapist.
Face is looking okay. That's about as much as I can do to fix this, whatever's going on here.
He looks amazing, but yes, you can. You could literally put on a sunscreen. Again, this routine would have been an 8 out of 10. Love his philosophy, love what he stands for, love that he's checking about the cruelty-free and eco-friendly status of his products and turning off the water. But the sunscreen, see a dermatologist about this. Any swimmers, please help me. Like, what do you use here for goggles? And then I literally think that sunscreen will help this so much. I think that most of these problems, like, sunscreen is like making sure that your car works and buckling your seatbelt. Like, it is 90% of the equation. So all the things that he's doing is great, but it's like 10%. And if you want to prevent skin damage and literally defy gravity, sunscreen! Here are some sunscreens that I think he will love. Some of these, like the Bankson, are literally invisible, amazing ingredients, eco-friendly, and I think they would work great for his skin as well as his morals and values. If he does actually have acne, the Zitstica Megastate is really good. It's a little bit more expensive. The UV Arrow, oh my God, such a good one. And there are so many here at different price points that could help him so much. So, when it comes to judging this routine, I revert to these girls on TikTok, judging men for the size of their trucks and the other things they do, right? Well, for me, again, this would have been an 8 out of 10, but he doesn't use sunscreen. -2. Do we need a men's skincare guide? Do we need a beard guide? Do we need a swimmer's skincare guide? Please tell me, because I will be reading the comments because I want answers about the goggles. I also want someone to just, with consent, attack this man and rub sunscreen on his face. Like, somebody help this man. This is like the basic. Is there a reason? Is he like actively avoiding it? Because he mentioned it. Like, I think he knows. He sees that he's burning. Is there a reason he doesn't want to try? And if he's afraid of chemical filters, remember, chemical filters are technically organic, so okay. Chemistry, use the Bankson. It's a mineral one, mwah, brilliant. It's a little expensive, but it's worth every penny. And if you want something cheaper, literally think baby. Think baby does the clean green marketing. This routine would have been so good, but instead I am hot bothered and emotionally triggered. And you know what? It's because I care about his keratinocytes and yours. So stay hydrated, both orally and topically. Always reapply your effing SPF, which yes, I have a sweatshirt that says that thanks to YY, literally one of our amazing team members in Beautiful Butterflies. If you would like a sunscreen shirt, help yourself, but please don't wear it unless you're applying your SPF. Please and thank you. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video and in the comments because this is gonna be an interesting conversation. Love you guys. Bye.